I am about to talk about things we can do to help with jitters on sales calls, giving speeches, presentations, or when we're in front of the camera. Like right now. Thanks for coming today. As I'm Mary Meyer, as you can see from right here, and my contact information is right there. So I have some really easy things that I think will help everyone. In fact, there's only 4 things that I think anyone would need to know to get started, to feel more confident. And because those things are so easy, I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself so that you understand that I'm not just saying things from nowhere, but I've had some experience with it. Which is why, okay, so we're going to do the first thing on your index card. I'm going to have you write down one side. I'm going to have you write down something else later. But on the first side, I'm going to have you spell really difficult words, and I didn't make a slide for it, so that's my bad. But one is unconscious, incompetent. There will be 4 things, so make room for 4. So, hi Jill, come on up here by Laura. The first one, unconscious, incompetent. An unconscious incompetent is someone, just think about a 5-year-old playing an instrument. They are going to be excited and you are not, right? So think about it like that, unconscious, incompetent. These are different stages of learning we go through. The second is conscious, number 2. Spell these however you want to. Conscious incompetent. So this would be like maybe an 8-year-old playing an instrument. And now they know they're not very good, although they're better, right? So that's that one. Number 3, you guys come on in. We're just getting started. On every chair is an index card, and grab a chair with an index card if you can. There's some chairs up here. We're writing down 4 stages of learning as we practice. So just, yeah, come on in, no worries. We're just getting started. Anxiety, I know. We're going to talk about it all. So, for those who came in, number 1, if you guys write these down, there's going to be 4 of them. Unconscious, incompetent, a 5-year-old playing an instrument. No one I mean, for the love of God, right? Number 2, a conscious incompetent. They're a little older. They know they're not very good. So even though they're better, they know they're not good. The third one is a conscious competent. So that's at the point where you're like, you know you're not been good, but you've been practicing, and now you know you're getting better, you know you're better. Maybe it's a 15-year-old who's been taking piano lessons for 10 years, right? The next stage, can you guys guess what it is? Or does anyone know? Unconsciously competent. So I know this is a thing that a lot of people know these things. So the unconsciously competent, right? Unconsciously competent means that you're playing, if you're a piano, you're playing, 10 pages of a opus 12 by Bach, whatever it is. And you don't know what notes you're playing, but your fingers know, right? So that's an unconscious competent. In my opinion, we go through these things where we will get better at something. The more we practice, the better we'll be at it, right? But we can always go from unconscious competent, where we're doing something all the time, like playing piano is an example of me, right? So like I was the one who could play 15 pages, memorized. The pages aren't in front of me, it's just all memorized, right? I cannot go back right now and do it, right? Because you do go backwards in different things, right? Depending on how often you practice. Also, I do think if you're going to teach people, you have to go back to the stage of conscious competent. You have to remember why you're good at it. So I'm going to tell you guys a couple things that I've done, and I do not like going into myself, but the only reason I am doing this is so you can go, she's done some things. So if she says, these 4 things are going to help me, you're like, okay, these 4 things sound simple, but they're going to work. So has anyone heard of 10,000 hours to competency? Yeah. So a couple things I've done on my 10,000 hours to competency is, one is as an actor. So the thing that I have, and acting, has anyone done on stage, not on stage, but on camera acting? Okay, so it's a less common here. Came from Atlanta, where it's a little more common. But to do this, I'm going to play a clip because it's a little bit more interesting to play the clip than it is to tell you about it. So as you guys watch this clip, it was just a clip I did in a TV show called Dead Silent a while ago. Maybe not my best clip, but it's a clip. So as you look at the camera, you're going to see like the first one is what we call a wide shot. So you walk into the room, you only see 2 people. What I see as an actor is 15 people, cameras and lights. Does that make sense? So as you go through it, then you'll see one where the camera's like right here in my face, like right here. So obviously I can't look at the camera, right? I have to look at who I'm talking to. Those are lines that are memorized, but it's not just having the lines memorized, it's forgetting who I am, right? And being the person that's on camera. And then there's other angles of it too. So I'm just gonna play it. It's 1.5 minutes, and then we'll kind of talk about how this applies to what we're doing here today. And how do I play it? Like that? Oh, okay, there we go.
Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
I'm Sheila Davis. I was told you're the one investigating the case with the 2 girls.
That's right. You have some information for me?
Well, I mean, I don't even know how to say this. My son, Matthew Vaca, I've been watching his kids for a couple days, and we've not seen him.
So you think he's in some sort of trouble?
He just called me a little while ago, and he said, Mom, I've done something really bad, and you're never gonna forgive me.
What do you think he meant?
I know Matthew is the one who did this to these girls.
What a good mom, right?
Matthew was.
This is a real story, by the way.
A parole violator in
Anyway, next, we're gonna go next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, it's more fun to show than tell, right? So, I started on-camera acting. I was 42 when I started. So I did what we all have to do when we're gonna do sales calls, presentations, be on camera. 10,000 hours, lots and lots and lots and lots of practice, right? So practice is gonna be one of the things we talk about, but there's also a few simple things that is gonna make you walk out of here and go, that it was really simple. So second one, and this has a lot to do with just speaking on the spot, right? Because when you're doing whatever you're doing, presentation, things are gonna go wrong. You don't know the right button to push. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna freeze. It's gonna be a different audience than who you thought it was gonna be. Who knows, right? You think you're gonna talk to someone who's unfriendly and then they're friendly. Think you're gonna talk to someone who's friendly and then they're unfriendly. You don't know, right? You don't know what you're up against. So the other thing that you have to do, besides knowing kind of the amount, what you're going to say, I'm assuming everyone knows what they're going to say, right? Is to be flexible and just being able to pivot. So another 10,000 hours I did was these are three different things. Music City Corner was in Nashville, so I was really just starting out, but I hosted a show that was a cable show for a couple seasons. And there's me right there. All the Laughs, where I met Erica, and then Healthy, Happy, Wise, Wealthy, that's our stand-in logo, but that's our podcast we're doing right now. So I'm gonna show you, this is simply another minute of hosting.
So as soon as you come out of roll call theater, you're gonna take a right, and that's gonna take us to our nook. Let's go. We might talk, chill, watch some movies, have a drink, and we're gonna be hanging right here in this space. Join us on October 6th, 7th, and 8th for all the Laugh Festivals. Make sure that you follow us on the socials and go ahead and leave a comment about anything that you'd like to see happen. Also bring a friend. So we have some pictures of you're sick in bed. What you ought to be doing, you're sick in bed, watch Music City Corner. I mean, what else can you do, right?
Yeah.
It's some good swag. Oh, you're on vacation. You need a little bit, something to keep the sun out of your eyes, and you got all that time. You should be watching Music City Corner. So it's just there for you. And this, this one I'm a bit confused about, Bob. Do you have what's?
It is temporary.
We'll be right back.
Right? And Oprah.
I launched a little game show called Wheel of Fortune with the King brothers and with Merv Griffin. When I started working for those guys, there were basically 9 people in the company. And And then we launched Jeopardy a couple years later.
When you see Keith Urban, ask him if he would go ahead and sing that for you. How about that?
Oh
when
my
you share a
God.
stage with him
Or
next
better
time?
yet, direct him to this clip.
There you go.
Watch us butcher your anthem.
Well, thank you, Kendall, for being on our show. And if you guys want to watch Kendall live, she's at Piranha's on 3rd Avenue in Nashville, right?
Yep.
Every other
two Wednesdays a month.
until
Yeah.
August. Yeah. So that last clip I had in there, because like you kind of see it's a conversation, right? So you kind of know what you're going to say when you're up doing a presentation, you're doing sales calls, so you know what you're going to say, but you pivot because you're doing what? Listening. You guys are so smart. That's the only videos, that's it. Okay, sales, my 10,000 hours of sales experience that I had before I left college. Okay, here we go. So I do think very few people connect anything that would be on camera. You guys come on in, take a seat. Very few people would connect anything that's on camera with sales, but I do think it's very much similar sales, very similar skill set. So this one in particular, this is the only one I have. Right now I work with Colo TV, doing sales and marketing. So I help people, whoever is a business, create a fun commercial and where they're going to be on camera, right? So I do that. And that's also sales, of course. And then also I've had different experiences doing different type of sales. This one was the most challenging because it was door-to-door sales for 4 summers in college. There are books on here. That's how long ago it was. That's how long ago it was. So we would start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we would work till about 9:30 at night. We'd have a little bit of food with us. And you know, can you imagine what we had when we were knocking on a door? What did we know? Anyone? There was a house, yeah. Were they in a home? You didn't know that. I said this, I did the prompt the wrong way. So what would we have known before we knocked on the door about what we're doing? Yeah, sales scripts. See, I'm just asking the question wrong. You guys know what I was saying, right? So we have sales scripts memorized, right? So you have different scripts for different things that you're selling. Has anyone done sales where you have a script? Okay. A few. Okay, yeah. And you also have, you know, I knock on the door, turn around, stand to the side, so I'm not intimidating. Act like I'm just having fun, just doing nothing, like this, because, you know, nothing's going on here, so they'll open the door, which they do, and then you have to turn around and introduce yourself, right? Hey, I'm Mary, I'm just talking to some neighbors around, oh my gosh, I still have it memorized, that is insane. Just talk to some neighbors around here and drop some names, so-and-so down the street and so-and-so just got some stuff and, you know, here I am. I don't have it completely memorized, but they do not even do this anymore. The Southwestern, they do not do this anymore because it's a different world than it was in 1992, right? When we did this, but 30 calls a day, you try to get 10 inside the house a day. From that, in 4 summers, I probably made 8,000 sales. I've lost track, right? So it was enough to pay for college and a car. So that's all that mattered. But I'm showing you guys this. So when I tell you the easy stuff, you'll be like, oh, wow. So she has done some stuff. So now she's going to tell us easy stuff. Grab a seat if you'd like. There's one here, up here. All right, moving on. Uh-oh, wrong button. Oh, that slide did not show up right. But these are my kids. So just in case you're like, wow, I'm not, you know, I'm more about people. I'm not like you. I have issues. I'm a little nervous. I'm not as adept. I've not had this experience. I just want to say this because I come from a very human place, right? So we adopted 4 kids. It started a nonprofit called Both Hands. Raising children who are teenagers who were not yours for a long time does teach you a lot of things about humanity. So as we're doing everything, when we're doing presentations, when we're doing sales calls, whatever we're doing in front of people, we just have to remember, of course, and the only reason we would forget probably is we're nervous, right? That we're talking to humans and have a humanity thing. Oh my gosh, we're on to the lessons. That was it, that's about me. Okay, all right, you ready? This is one that's too easy. I'm going to assume
when you are ready to give, let's say you're giving a presentation, right? You're giving a presentation maybe like I'm giving it right now. I'm going to assume you know your stuff. You were asked to speak because you know something that is valuable for people to hear, that's important for people to hear. You know your stuff, right? So what are you going to do? Go ahead and have a seat. Come on in. Is you're going to write it, right? You're going to write down what you're going to say. Maybe you're going to make some slides. I'm not covering any of that. I'm just assuming you already know what to do with that. What I'm going to ask you to do, and we're going to practice this later. I'm going to give you so much time to be anxious about this right now because we're not going to do it yet. Is the number one thing I want you to do is after you have it written, this is the most important thing. This is why I did this lead up, so you guys would think I would know what I'm talking about. I do. Is that practice it in funny voices or dance. No one would listen to me if I hadn't showed those slides, right? This is why, because we're going to be anxious, right? If we're doing something, we're going to have that natural, and then you're tense, you lose some of your personality a little bit. Especially, I do see this, I work, like I said, for Colo 8. People will come in for interviews, and their personality will go away because they're anxious. They're doing a live interview. And also, you walk in, and there's all these cameras and lights, and that's very intimidating because it's not normal, right? It's not a normal situation unless you're a newscaster, right? So what helps with that, and I worked with and this has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has nothing to do so much with your ability to prepare. It has nothing to do with you knowing your stuff. And one of the things, I did work with a client with this once who is doing some live interviews, and she had lots of experience of public speaking, and she's probably one of the most well-educated people I've ever met in my life and has a platform that people need to hear. She was so anxious, she was shaking. So we went into a room, and I'm just gonna look at this slide, and I'm gonna be like, I'm assuming you know your topic, and when you have something written, just practice it in funny voices, or maybe you can dance a little bit, right? So don't do this in public like I just did, because then you'll look stupid, or do it. I will make you do this later. Do this at home, because here's what happens as soon as you start laughing, you can't it messes with your brain, and now you can't be as anxious. So later on, right now, we're going to do this, and I'm going to make you guys sing it a little bit, right? like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I'm assuming you know your topic, and when you have something written, practice it in funny voices and dance by yourself in the bathroom. And after a while, you're gonna forget that you're nervous if you do it like that. This is why I showed the videos. You're like, I don't even know, but she said she has a lot of experience, so I guess I gotta listen. I can tell you, that's it. If that's the only thing you get from today, by next year at this time you do it, you're gonna be like, I feel so confident, I don't even know why. It's so simple. It's so simple. Number 2, this is also, I told you guys it's so simple. Check your posture. Check your posture. Check your look. Always, obviously you're going to go into the bathroom, make sure, especially if you're going to be on camera, check your hair and make sure you don't have anything in your teeth. Do all the stuff you do. Check your clothes. Make sure your zipper's zipped, that kind of thing. All the obvious things. And you're about to give your pitch. This is when you're the most nervous. This is what, if you guys just look at me for a second, if I'm doing this when I'm talking, so this is what I really think is going to be the most, if I'm doing this, what does that say? Anyone? I don't look very confident, right? What about now? You guys look at this is the simplest thing you will ever hear, and is the most profound. Check your posture. Shoot it again. It's such a fast point. Do you see when so always, shoulder blades together, I'm telling you what, and this is what I use this with a client, I'm like, shoulder blades together, you're slouching. You don't look, it's just your posture. It can also be hard if you've been through something really difficult lately that hurt your confidence, was just very challenging in general in life, and you feel like, I don't know if I want to put myself out there again, I don't feel confident, I'm anxious for reasons that maybe have nothing to do with your job. I am telling you, shoulder blades together. What did I just say? Shoulder blades together. This is so simple, right? It's so. 3, is it about you? I mean, when we're anxious, it feels like it's all about us, right? So I don't need to give this presentation because I already know this stuff, right? So when you're giving a presentation, now a sales presentation, you need to make a sale, right? If you're giving a presentation, maybe you're trying to get business. So that's usually what we're doing is we're trying to get business. So yes, we need business. It might be that funds are low and you really need business. So there's always that in life, the extra thing where there's more pressure, right? So as much as possible, and this is where maybe some breathing techniques come in, where you just like go internal, you pay attention to your breathing. But at the end of the day, it's not about you. You know this stuff. Your focus is on who you're talking to, right? Which leads into the next one. Well, there's another one. There might be a 4.5 I'm going to talk about. Be flexible. Something's going to go wrong. Here's the other thing about this in between forget about yourself and be flexible is there's an interaction, right? Where we use our ears. We use our ears. So listening, in fact, the podcast that Erica and I are doing is called Healthy, Happy, Wise, Wealthy, and we did a recap after our first, we just really started it, so after our first, and we have had some great speakers on there, both in the realm of health and in the realm of entrepreneurship and leadership. The number one thing, I already prepped this, you guys can answer it correctly. What's the number one thing you think they talked about? Oh, come on, I just said it. Listening. So, what's that? They did. They said, oh my gosh, check your hair, please. So listening is actually an important skill set in everything in life, right? With acting, I'm telling you, if you're not listening to your scene partner, you're a bad actor. It doesn't matter how much you have your lines memorized. If you're hosting something and you're not listening, you're not gonna be connecting, right? So there's different ways of listening. You listen to what they say, right? You listen to what they might mean behind what they say. You listen to their body language if they're getting, anxious or something like, you know what I mean? Like you listen to their body language, but you listen for them to get done talking so you can say something, right? No, that was a trick question. Oh, you all failed. No, I'm kidding, you don't. You listen to respond, right? Which is why in this very last clip I played in the, this was a, oh, I can't play the whole thing again. That's going to be too annoying. Okay. In the very last one, it's like when I'm hosting someone and we're having a talk back, right, about the thing, and it's just a conversation. You guys have conversations with people all the time, right? So in everything you're doing in sales and presentations, as much as possible, even though like right now, this is just me up here talking, right? But you all matter, right? You all matter. This is, your audience is who matters, right? Making sure that you guys feel like, this isn't so hard. Maybe I could do this. Or, I like what you're presenting. I can see how this would be useful to me in my business. I think I would like to purchase it, right? So I'm going to go back to this one right here. So if you guys are doing sales presentations, how many are doing a lot of sales presentations that you said? How many of you have looked up the cycle of selling? So the cycle of selling can be different depending on what you're looking at, what you're selling. So look up, just do a Google search for cycle of selling. But it tends to be a little different depending on if you're in the store and the customer comes in, or if you're on the phone, or if you're doing like a group presentation, that kind of thing. But the first thing is you introduce yourself. They got to know who you are. The second thing is you tell them why you're there. This is what I'm doing. This is what I have. The third is you present enough information so they can make a decision, yes or no, whether they think it would be helpful or not. And then you tell them how to purchase it. And then you solidify that sale by, going back to being conversational or telling them another aspect of what they're buying that they might not know. So, any questions on the cycle of selling? Because that's not specifically what I have this on, but Google cycle of selling. Okay. If you're speaking often, this is like the thing where if you want to be someone, or if you're going to do a lot of social media, if you're going to be doing a lot of sales presentations, whatever it is, practice that one thing. So let's say you'd regularly like to give television interviews or speeches or presentations, or even post regularly on socials. This is a thing that I really recommend if you are going to be on your socials, if you're going to be on camera. Buy a couple things and practice. So these next two things are about practicing. Go to Amazon or wherever you want to do and look up softbox. It's just a light. It's a soft light. Buy 2 of them. Set them up in your kitchen. Then buy a stand, a real simple tripod with an iPhone attachment. Then you're going to put your iPhone right here, and you're going to talk about, today we're going to make some breakfast. First, I like to start with coffee. The first thing I do when I make my coffee is I put water in the container. And then this container is called I can't remember because it's still early in the morning. Stop asking me questions. It doesn't matter. You're going to record it, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to feel stupid. But when you go to do something for socials, or when you go to do an interview for on camera for whatever it is, you're going to be more relaxed. Does that make sense? This is actor stuff number 1. If you're not putting yourself in, this is life in general. If you're not putting yourself in uncomfortable positions that feel uncomfortable and feel stupid, you probably aren't going to grow, right? Yeah. So I do not recommend you're walking down the street doing stupid, silly stuff in front of a whole bunch of people, unless that's just going to be your shtick that you're putting on socials. Then do your thing. But you don't have to look stupid in public. I do because I have to show you right now. But in general, do this at home, right? Okay. Cleaning, anything. Just you have to practice. This is so out of pocket for business people, but I am telling you, if you want to be really good on your feet, and you want to be able to know the answers without knowing the answers. You don't have to know the answers, you just have to know how to pivot, right? To pivot quickly. If there's a room and everyone's silent and everyone's anxious, if you're the one who's feel comfortable talking to someone or going up and introducing yourself to someone, right? Improv classes are good. I don't even know what there is here in town. There is some stuff in town? Okay. You're welcome. Is anyone here doing improv that could tell anyone what it is in Reno that's good? No? Okay. All right. Last lesson. Go back to the beginning. Okay. Rinse and repeat. We're going to do this first. On the other side of your card, grab your index card, turn it over. Does anyone need an index card? And a pen and pencil. Can I? Yeah. Okay. Anyone else need one, or do you have a pen? Okay. So this is just saying my name is. You need one? 3? All right. Where did I put those? Here they are. Okay. All right. You guys do not have to say this exactly how it is, but write down how you'd introduce yourself. So, my name is Mary Meyer, and I work with, you don't have to say those exactly, and I work with Colo TV, Channel 8, ABC. I'd also like to talk to you today about a podcast that I have. That's mine. So, anyone else need one? Okay. Anyone need a pen? Otherwise, you borrow. Okay. Okay, everyone stand up. It'll be so much more fun after you write that. This is where, like I said, normally we'll do this by ourselves, but today we're going to do it all together. It's going to be so great. Everyone stand up. Thank you. Just pick, if you guys could pick one person, go around, pick one person, and we're gonna do this. That's good. Just do the basic introduction. Just go ahead and do it. Okay, all right. I don't know how to stop everybody, but okay, thank you. Hold on. I'm sorry to stop you. I want to do a little practice like we're doing. This is awesome. This is perfect. All right, if you guys can hear me, let's do it a different way now. Now I'm going to make you uncomfortable. Now you did something that's comfortable. You did something that's comfortable. You said it in a normal voice. You did great because I couldn't get you to stop. So that was perfect. But we're going to practice something that's silly now, right? We're going to go ahead and say what we just said, this little thing on our paper, but we're going to sing it in the Jingle Bells theme. One at a time. My name is Mary Meyer. I can't do it. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. My name is Mary Meyer, and oh shoot, I can't do it. That one is too hard for me. Okay, we're gonna do it a different way. We're gonna do All Around the Mulberry Bush. Who just said that? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. My name, twinkle, twinkle, little star, my name is Mary Meyer, and I work for Colo 8, and I'm here to talk about a podcast. Okay, you guys try it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, one at a time. One da 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 da. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now I wonder what you are. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, thank you, guys. You're very, very, very good at this. Okay, we're going to do, no, keep standing. We're going to try it again. So instead of introducing yourself, I just want you to read this. You're about to give your pitch. Check the mirror, posture, shoulder blades together. I want you to say it. I 20 years in the South, so I just want you to say it like this as much as you can, okay? I just want you to, we're going to public speaking, but this is just silliness now. Before we give the talk, before we give the sales talk or the presentation, we're going to be in our house doing what? Practicing to make ourselves laugh so we're not nervous anymore. Okay, you guys go ahead and try it. One at a time or together, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I am also an actor. And I was a TV host for Tahoe TV for a while.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Next practice of making ourselves look like fools all together. We're having so much fun. Okay, we're going to say it's not about you. You already know this stuff. Your focus should be on who you're speaking with, but you're going to do this and you say it. Come on, guys, let's do it together. Ready? Just do it with me. It's not about you. You already know this stuff. Your focus should be on who you're speaking with. All right. Scale of 1 to 10. Who feels stupid yet? Okay. Woo! We're making it. I know this is so silly, but it works. I promise it works. Okay. Something will go wrong. Be in that space of playfulness while you practice it in. Magic wand, everyone, as we say this. Magic wand. And on your partner. Ready? Say it. Let's do a Tinkerbell voice. Just something super high as we do it. Here we go. Something will go wrong, Tinkerbell. Be in that place of playfulness that you practiced in. Something will go wrong. Oh, thank you for being the most raucous group, I hope, of the whole thing. Okay, next slide. We're just gonna say this stuff together, ready? This time you are a giant. This is a lot what improv is like. I'm telling you what, even when I did door-to-door sales, in the morning before we left, we had to get out in the parking lot and scream like fools for about 3 minutes. We're enthusiastic, I can't even remember it now. Happy, it's like Happy, Healthy, Wise, Wealthy is probably the name. That's why I picked the podcast. We're so excited, and we would do all this stuff and go. It was like literally like cheerleading. We do it for 3 minutes, so it works for sales too. Just don't do it in public. I keep saying that. Okay, so we're a giant. So you're gonna big wide, as low as your voice can go for this slide. Ready? You'd regularly like to give television interviews. Come on, do your feet, do your feet, do your feet, do your feet. That's right. Or on the socials. Rawr. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Thank you for doing this with me. This one is going to be so silly. Anyone have an idea? An idea from the audience? Anyone? Come on, idea?
An idea for improving?
Yeah.
Oh.
This slide.
How about Goofy from Disney?
Goofy? Okay, do a goofy sound. Do a goofy one with me. Who's Goofy? Hi, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this like that. What do you say? We're just gonna do it like what? We don't really finish our words. Okay, ready? Okay. So bye. You guys do it with me. Bye. Film, equipment, and practice. And keep it simple. 2 soft boxes. 1 tripod. 1 phone attachment. Practice filming yourself, cleaning, making dinner, giving your talks, etc. Okay, I need to know who doesn't do any cleaning at all. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need to know that. Okay. Improv class, which is going to be, this would be actually a fun class to do with people, is improv for business. We're going to go back to your introduction, switch partners, find someone else you don't know. This is the other thing about being uncomfortable. We're just going to be uncomfortable. You two know each other. Go flip around. You know each other. So, okay, you guys, let's do it like this. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk loud. I did this wrong because I said go. Introduce yourself in weird voices you choose. Do it twice. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for playing. Was that fun? Do you guys feel like you will go home and be silly while you're practicing stuff? Yes. Okay, good. Yay. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. I wanted to finish. This is, like I said, this is so simple. It's so simple, right? It's just now a matter of practicing. So you gotta remember that to get to the point of competence sometimes takes 10,000 hours of practice. So in the meantime, what do? You just practice and give yourself a break, right? You just do it. You can't get competent without doing it. Everyone, and you guys are probably, if you're here, you're probably already at a level of competence, right? So then it's just more, add to it, whatever. Thoughts or questions? Anyone? Am I using the giant voice at home? Yes.
How'd you come up with this?
How did I come?
Did you come up with this? And if you did, how'd you come up with it?
Erica, how did I come up? Did I come up? I don't know. I did come up with it. Yeah. I think I've done these things, right? This is why I kind of wanted to go through. I have this weird life where I've done the stuff for the on-camera stuff to a pretty, not to the point where you know my face. I actually did run into one person who knew my face, which is really weird recently. I'm like, I don't even know why. But I have about 50 IMD credits, right? And that's not in commercials and that kind of thing. But most actors do not do sales, unless it's real estate. Lots of them do real estate. Lots of them do real estate. But no one usually has done door-to-door sales or that kind of thing. And what I have found in the two is that there's just a lot of similarities, right? And there's just not, and the same with giving a presentation. in front of people, right? It's very, very similar skill sets. And the two worlds don't really collide a lot, so yeah. And as I'm working with, when I was working with this one client that I was telling you about, the difference it made for her to, it was just us in a room, I made her do this and say her speech the whole time doing this. And it was like, you know, I will not make you guys do that unless you, maybe I will, no, I won't. I'll just be the silly one. But you know, like you cannot be serious after that. You're gonna go in lighthearted, giggly. You're not gonna, because this is right, because this is what people normally do. I was doing a bit. Yeah. This is like, you know, you can lose your personality doing this. So, yeah. Personally, I think the hardest thing are sales calls when you're calling people cold calling. Is anyone? Yeah. Some of this is the same thing. It's just the thing about sales is about numbers, right? So you just go, need to get through 10 no's so I can get to 2 yeses. However, in your mind, you're doing that. You know, so you play a little games with yourself, probably something like this. Don't sing to them on the phone, unless maybe you do. And if you do, then let me know. Take my card and tell me if that worked. But you know, there's always just doing the work. So that's always a thing. But all right, any other questions or things that you feel like this would be helpful for doing, or any input about how you're going to use it? We have another 5 minutes, so I kind of ended early. Oh, look at that! I'm so accurate. Look in the back. 5-minute warning. So,
Mary,
anything else? Okay.
So I used to sell cemetery property when I was younger.
How fun!
So I used to have to cold call people and let them know that we would be in their neighborhood giving out emergency guidebooks. And one time I got a hold of somebody and it was hot outside. So I totally changed the conversation and I said, you know, it's really hot outside. And they said, yes. And I said, do you have any iced tea? And they're like, what? I go, do you have any iced tea? They're like, what? I go, do you have any iced tea? And they said, yes. And I said, okay, great, I'll be over in 10 minutes. And we'll party it up. And I showed up and they said, you're a tenacious little broad, aren't you?
Were you able to sell?
I love that.
I actually got them a cemetery trust, and then they gave me 20 of their friends in the neighborhood. Talking Press Circle in Napa, California.
What do you recommend doing for an industry that has maybe a lot going on? Like we have a lot of services and different modalities that we offer, and we live in a world that everybody wants to hear it in 30 seconds or less. How do you do that? How do you breathe through that and like come up with that like dialed in, I guess, script per se, while still like staying authentic?
Do they give you any kind of script, or it's just up to you to come up
Well,
with something?
it's my holistic
sure.
center.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we
yours,
do
okay.
everything from massage to like energy work to yoga, a lot of different services, dance classes. Like, there's a lot. So it's like when I actually was on Colo 8 last week, and she's asking me like, what do you do? What do you offer? And I'm like, girl, it's a lot to put in like a little 30-second thing.
Well, and I think that's a good point, because this is a thing that, and honestly, this is really common. Like I know with us, for example, I'm like, yeah, we have 5 different television stations, and we can put stuff on the website, and we also have everything from digital, SEO, SEM, we have social media, we have YouTube, we have.
But see, then you talk really fast,
right,
and then
so like,
you're lost.
No, so you don't do that.
Okay.
So what I would do is say, we have different things to help you with health and wellness. Anything from yoga to dance class. We also have different, and I can't remember everything you said, I apologize.
Massage.
And just X, and Y. So what I like to do is just sit down with people and just hear what they're going through and what kind of their thoughts are. I want to hear from you, and then I will have an idea about what might serve you best. Something along those lines.
Okay. So keep it pretty broad.
Well, what I usually, it's not necessarily broad, but like, if there's usually different things in services, and it's real common in businesses to do that. I know there is ways to make it into a 15 or a 30 second, because I work with businesses to do that for commercials. So, and they usually think it's impossible. It actually is not impossible.
It's just that we're so in the weeds, they don't have to know everything. And this goes back to focusing on who you're talking to. So they're real busy, they're in the middle of all kinds of things. What is the need? So you don't have to go over the services, you have to go to what is a need that you're meeting. That might be a way to.
So like the feeling that you're
Yeah,
achieving
well, we've been really helping people who just don't feel great. They're having issues with their energy. And they just want to kind of just be out moving and doing some fun stuff. And we have a lot of moving and I'm thinking of dance. I'm not quite sure exactly how I phrase that.
Yeah.
We just have some things that have really been helpful for people to help them feel better about themselves and to feel better about their health. So it would be something along those lines. I think go to the need.
Yeah, and I think like knowing your audience, right? Because like I represent the community college TMCC, we have tons of different programs and training services, but it depends on who I'm talking to. Right now, I would talk to a group of entrepreneurs and let you know that we have these types of classes that would help you for that, right? But I wouldn't start talking about manufacturing or something off the wall because I don't know what everyone does. So
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
I mean, there probably are a few questions that you can just come up with your standard questions. If you're in sales, there's going to be maybe some answers. There's going to be objections. So maybe some standard answers to objections, maybe some standard answers to questions. One thing I get a lot is, can you send me a package? And so I'd be like, I can, but I'd like to sit down with businesses so I know what you're doing and know if there's any way we could fit in with what you're already doing or not. And no big deal either way, because I honestly do feel no big deal either way, but you know. So, okay, time is up. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'd love it if you guys find me on LinkedIn, follow social. I do have some cards up here and then back, just my Colo cards, and then these are the other ways to get a hold of me. So I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. Come say hi to me. I'll go outside. Did you like that? You can watch more episodes here, subscribe over here. We actually have new episodes with awesome guests every Thursday, so check back in. Is that all?